My name is Ella. I'm a part of the Laxwell band, which is a part of the Tsimshian Nation, which is up towards northern BC by Prince Rupert. My name is Ayla Dumays. I am a grade 11 student at Howestown Secondary. My mom is from Prophet River First Nations, which is the band I'm registered under, and my dad is from Kakawistahau First Nations over in Saskatchewan.
Inchash Simon. I live in Mount Currie, been there my whole life. I go to school at Pemberton Secondary School. After school, I go to Aboriginal Leadership. We learn about the history of our culture, stories, legends, and we want to educate other people on it. And that's what we're doing with the 24-hour drum and all the other events we do.
I'm Jasmine Baker, and I go to Howestown Secondary. I'm Squamish, I'm Kwakula, and I'm Fijian. I love going to like Whistler or Pemberton. Kind of broadens my view of the world, and it really helps me learn more about the world too.
It was really nice coming here today because I got to see all the other leadership groups, and they shared part of their culture, which is nice to see what other nations do to celebrate and to feel like the connection between the drums, which is actually the first time that I've been involved in this sort of thing. And we actually learned a couple of songs yesterday, and it was quite interesting to see how it's actually played out.
There are many different drum motions. It varies from nation to nation, from group to group. Some of you are familiar with when I raise my drum. That means it's the last verse and the song will be ending shortly. When we go like this, that means the song's gonna change and where there'll be words within it. We call it chonolch when it comes to drumming and singing. It's kind of like a chant, much like a prayer. Singing has been a major part of my life. I've been lucky enough to be a part of my culture since I was a child, since I was a month, starting out as a dancer for most of my life and then slowly becoming a lead singer. I was always taught to do it with prayer. I respect those who carry the song, respect where the song comes from and the meaning behind it.
My name is Michaela. My Ukhumnuch name is Shachmao. I have been doing Indigenous leadership for 4 years, but I've been doing truth and reconciliation work for 5 years before that.
My name is Janice, and my Ukhumnuch name is Teltul, which means calm water. And Tanina gave this name to me because she says I have a calming spirit.
Inchash Tuktuk Zuch, Shamasquachich Sachit, and I am part of the Whistler Indigenous Leadership Group.
Oh, this where did they buy it? Yeah. Oh my god, I've seen those, and then you
Lucy and the Indigenous Leadership group went on a nature walk to Niagara Falls, and we got to look at the plants that are located there and their functions and the herbal medicines you could use them for.
We came across the Oregon grape right here. This is our liver medicine. It's the berberine in the Oregon grape that helps activate your liver. And this is the plant that helps it. You see how the root is exposed? This is the part that we would use for making the baskets from the root. My mom would say to me, I want you to go 12 feet up there. We dig that far because we don't want to affect the life of the tree.
I believe that learning about the history of the land where you are is very important. Like when I personally moved here from Kenya, I wanted to know everything that goes on around here. And I think it's just great to get out of nature to calm yourself down.
The rattlesnake planting, there's one right here and there's one right here.
All the Indigenous students from the PSS group were at Niagara Falls when we finished our plant walk, and it was a super positive experience to meet up with them.
Incha shkolgalalush, shaman tqachi chatalan, litwadul kan, slatliam kan, khumuch kan. My name is Talon, and I've lived in Mount Currie for my whole life.
My name is Dimitri. I grew up in Mount Currie on the Lil'wat Nation, Statland Territory. I am part of the Aboriginal Leadership in Pemberton Secondary School.
The more I sing a song, the more other people would remember and maybe later on have more confidence to lead it. The reason why I started leading was I just liked it, and I love way more, I love to drum a lot more than dance because I cannot dance.
I just started leading recently a bit more. I've been listening to hand drum songs sung at the New Site School at Kulau, because they did drumming every week there, and a lot of the songs I hear now, I heard them for how many years now?
The reason why I had the confidence to start leading was because whenever I go hunting in other neighboring territories, we always have other ceremonies or gatherings over there, and what I notice is their drumming or their drum groups are very small, and our people, especially with drumming, are very powerful in that way. A lot of other nations also are singing our songs because a lot of their songs they either forgot or don't know how to sing, and I just had that courage after realizing that drumming in Lil'wat was something that was very widespread.
That's how I became a singer. I got called out for not actually using my voice. And I practiced and I worked at it. So it's actually good medicine. I always feel so uplifted after drumming and singing, especially when you guys drum and sing with us.
I'm Damien Starr, and I'm from Bella Bella, and I go to school in Squamish. I used to drum when I was really young in Bella Bella with my traditional regalia. I drummed for the dancers for quite a while. It was pretty sad when I had to leave. I loved drumming there.
You want to try doing some of the sponge technique on that?
We were just sponging, and I drew some outlines on the chief.
a line that kind of comes around, right?
Like this.
Yeah. So the mural represents our traditional Indigenous story work. So you see the chief and you see the Snalthkai, the double-headed sea serpent. One side where the Snalthkai is attacking, the other side where he's calm. So it shows two different sides of that, right? You get to a pitchfork in your life where you can kind of choose how you want to lead your life, whether it's good or bad, it's on you, right? It's your decision.
Hi, June22, welcoming us here together to the shared territory of the Lil'wat and Squamish people. This is one of the areas that is part of our shared territory, so it's always such a beautiful thing to be able to gather here together. Enchash Nanaktushin Kukushin, Lil'wat Ulkan, Statlium Kan Uchamil, Shamachquachich Tanina Williams. I'm happy for us to all be here today, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the land of the Lil'wat people.
No chop minwahat hazel queens na bagel queen in that name wavacum ochamelch anwanaxton squalwin el thinsaquetos chan quamentomi. You and Avery go together. I go with Kelty. We shared greeting of the day, and I really enjoy the greeting of the day because it's giving thanks to the world, the creator. A lot of people don't really get to watch dances because they're traditional. So when you do get to watch them or like see them, it's really great because it's a great experience for other people because not everybody gets to do it.
We don't need your constitution. We don't need your constitution. We don't need your constitution.
The Constitution song is a powerful song, and when I hear it, I hear of all the struggles that we've been through and all the things that we don't want anymore, things that we don't want on our land.
And that song was just kind of made at a time where our people were still very oppressed. We were being pushed around, we didn't really have any rights, and we made that song to, combat the government and to show them how we really felt.
Before I started singing it with Talon, we watched a video about the roadblock in 1990 and people singing it.
We don't need your constitution. We don't need your constitution. We don't need your constitution.
Constitution song is a pretty important song for our people as it's a very heavy song and a long song that shows that Statlium has been politically resistant for a long time now and that we stand up for our rights on our land.
The declaration that we signed was us stating that the land still belongs to us and you're allowed to live on it as long as you take care of it as we have.
When I sing it, it makes me feel proud to be Indigenous. It makes me feel proud that I'm a part of the Lil'wat Nation, Statlium Nation, being on the land, singing this. Because my uncle was at the roadblock in 1990, and he sang it. I feel connected with it because of that.
My dad, he was part of a couple of the roadblocks in Mount Currie or Lil'wat territory there, and it wasn't just him. A lot of my other aunties and uncles were there too. One of the roadblocks was against fisheries when a bunch of the elders had their nets in the river and fisheries came by and cut them up. a good majority of our food came from the land, so a lot of the elders there solely lived off fish and other wildlife. So when the fisheries deprived them of the ability of getting their own food, my uncle and my dad and a bunch of all these other friends cut some dead trees down way on the road, and the roadblock just kind of started from there.
Hosquile, grandmothers and grandfathers that gone before us, we call on you today to thank you for all that you have left us and taught us. We pray that this food gives us the nourishment to go on, to continue the work that you've laid down for us. We thank you for this nourishment. We thank you for your guidance and love and protection.
I joined Indigenous Leadership in grade 10 to kind of use it as a way to connect to my culture, because before then I didn't really have any opportunities to reach out to the local community.
I've been over to 6 different schools, and House Sound Secondary is the first one that has a group just dedicated to Indigenous leadership and has given the opportunity for Indigenous youth to create a change and start to become the change that they want to see.
Hello everyone, I'm Nikki, Shamat Squatchy, Nish Yakta, Tiukumir Squatchy. I go to PSS and I'm proud to be at PSS and their leadership. I've been here for a few years, and for sure our group has grown so much since I've been here. Before there was only a few little group members, and now look at all of them.
It's definitely special to see so many youth gathered together, especially ones that are Indigenous that have the talents to drum or to dance, and it has definitely sparked now a need to learn to dance.
I feel like learning how to dance is actually I find it really beautiful, and learning how to do so would be very, very nice.
It would be a gift to be able to learn my traditional songs and dances from the Prophet River First Nations. I definitely aspire to also learn part of the language, to have more of a connection with my ancestral history, and hopefully to pass along to those who would like to learn.
So it's such good medicine in our hearts to see you guys all here engaging on our songs and our dances. When we do traditional work, we would call witnesses forth, and you would be called forth as a witness. Now, long ago, we didn't have Facebook. We couldn't just post what you saw on Facebook. You would have these people that were called as witnesses to go home and share what they witnessed today. So I want you guys to keep that in mind after today, to take home what you saw today, what you experienced today. Share that with your loved ones, your family, your friends.
Just having Indigenous people is still powerful, but having non-Indigenous people makes it even more powerful, because they are getting into it, they are wanting to know, wanting to learn, and seeing non-Indigenous people up there could get other non-Indigenous people wanting to learn and know.
thing, it feels really good to me because then it kind of shows that after those older lead drummers pass on or leave, there'll be youth that could take that responsibility.
Well, I definitely do believe that a way for us to reach our goals of reconciliation and recognition to what has happened to the First Nations of Canada and America is definitely passed along to those who are uneducated or may not know. It's going to be definitely beneficial for our future generations to come, with Indigenous youth having the ability to lead themselves and any other behind them, take them to the future that we want to see.